Now, in honor of Breath of the Wild and the Switch, third year anniversary, I thought it might be fun for us to talk a little bit about Breath of the Wild, any lasting memories that you have.
Yeah.
One thing I really want to talk about is things that, now, this is not to disparage the game because I flat out loved it. I was down on it at that first E3.
You were.
I was so down on it.
I was shocked.
That you almost kicked me off
We
the
were
podcast.
very close.
You were like, somebody grabbed that guy with a cane and yank him off the stage. He is not.
It was so universally loved. It really was. You were the only person I talked to that had a negative, just opinion on it.
Yeah, and I could tell you why that is, and people may have heard me express this before if they've been around for a bit, but the game ran very slow, and Link moved very slow, and I had been playing Hyrule Warriors obsessively for I think over a year at that point, and just the stark contrast between having this very limiting stamina meter and being able to sprint at top speeds all over the game. Link's top speed in Hyrule Warriors is way faster than it is in Breath of the Wild. So I was like, am I really going to be able to take this game and tolerate how slow I'm moving? The jump button was very far away from the sprint button. And I got into the water within maybe, I don't know, 1 minute of playing, and it chugged down to like 8 frames per second.
Did it really?
I'm like, this is unacceptable. Now the game it launched with some frame rate issues, and they patched out a lot of those. So the game as it exists now is far superior to the demo that we played. I just think that I ran in a direction. I did not see a single bad guy. This was a long demo. It was like 30 minutes. I didn't find a bad guy. I didn't find a shrine. I was in an empty land for the entire time, just running around looking for something to do, and I was bored. And I really started to wonder, have I grown out of Zelda? Is this game no longer for me? Because everyone else was like so excited and so riveted, but everyone had their own unique experience. And what I came to really resent the game for at the demo is what I came to love about it when it actually released, because everyone having their own experience is what made the game such great conversation piece. Because everyone's like, oh, I did this. Oh, I did this. And it just felt so incredible to share what you did and hear what other people did. And I don't think that Zelda, or really any game of its type, lends itself well to a bite-sized demo.
Yeah.
I wish that they would have couched it a little bit differently and said, hey, this is a physics demo. This is a tech demo. And just sprinkled a few bad guys into places that maybe they wouldn't have ultimately been, to kind of give you a chance to see how Link moves and fights. I know some people got to fight.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing about Zelda, and I just found myself really not having much to do. So I started to feel the pressure of, oh, my time is almost over, and I haven't accomplished anything, and I haven't done anything, and I haven't seen anything. And is this game just this dull? So I'm very thankful that I've never been more wrong about anything in my whole life. I think it's the most riveting, exciting, thoughtful, deep, immersive video game experience that I've ever had. I can hands down say it's not only my favorite Zelda, it's my favorite video game. I 100%ed it in Los Angeles, California, the year that it came out on the Wii U. I 100%ed it in Chicago, Illinois on the Switch.
Yeah.
And just last night, I defeated Ganon on Master Mode in Taipei, Taiwan. So without even realizing it, I've completed the game fully 3 times in 3 different places in the world, because no matter how much many other games come out, I keep coming back to this well. There's so much more there. Even though I've done everything, I still find so much meaningful enjoyment out of playing it.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, it's one of the few games that I've played consistently since the Switch came out. I mean, obviously, when you look at the launch titles, it is the best launch title there was. It is the only
of all time, right?
I would say it is the best launch title from any Nintendo system ever, and that's even bringing up Super Mario Brothers, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Which is amazing, like Super Mario World, amazing launch title. But I think Breath of the Wild tops that. I can't think of any other console that could even say that.
But I think it's crazy to think that I'm still putting about an hour into that game a week, and that is 3 years later. And I'm on the exact same save file I've had all 3 years. I am still discovering things. I'm still just having fun messing with enemies. My daughter's cutting grass and cutting trees down and using like the physics. Like it's a fun thing to do. And if we want to kill some time, it's just a matter of let's throw Breath of the Wild on, let's go hunting, let's go see the bird kids in the Rudo village. I mean, there's so many just
you got to
weird
take
things
care
to
of your
do.
little adopted Rito children.
Yeah, and she still goes and checks on them. They are still doing
love
very
that.
well. So it's one of these magical Nintendo experiences where the world is just so big. Even though I know every nook and cranny of that place. But still, it's still fun to just walk from one end to the other, grab a horse, just go hunting, see the sights, go and see a dragon, shoot a scale off its back. I mean, there's so much fun stuff to do.
That game really hinged on travel being an intrinsically fun part of the experience, and it is. They even, with the DLC, found a way to make a whole new way to travel, which at first I wasn't that excited about, which was the Master Cycle Zero. But now I love the Master Cycle Zero. The one thing I don't love about it is that it makes me use horses a lot less, which I love the horses. And I really, when I first started playing the game, felt like I wish there was like some way to summon my horse to me.
Yeah.
And then they added that in the DLC. But unfortunately, they added it at the same time as the Master Cycle Zero, so I never really got to take advantage of that while I was playing through it. But I Master Cycle Zero everywhere because there's no collateral harm if you crash or if you make a mistake or if you use it against enemies, where I feel a little bit more protective of the horse.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly just rolling up on Lionel's, jumping off and blast him in the face as my opening move.
Yeah.
I love it. And while there are so many fun things that keep me riveted, there are a few small things that I do wish the game had done that could make the experience just marginally better for me.
Sure.
So I want to see if these are if you have ever thought any of these things yourself. And one of them relates to the Master Cycle Zero. I really wish that I could ride it in the desert.
Oh, yeah, me too.
The desert is just such a vast area, and the only way you can get around quickly is with the sand seals.
Yeah.
And they're a little bit inconvenient
Yeah, they're
to
clunky.
grab. And then when you steer them around, it's really not the same.
Yeah.
I see no reason why. Maybe they can't spawn the world fast enough out there. I'm not sure.
You'd think it would be
And
easier. I mean, it's pretty much just wasteland for the most part.
Yeah, and you could hide stuff in the particle effects and the dust. So, I don't know. Whatever the reason is, it seems like such an obvious, fun thing to do to ride through the dunes on your Master Cycle. But unfortunately, you cannot, just like you can't ride a horse there, you also cannot ride the Master Cycle. The other thing that kind of bugs me is once you've beat Ganon, Kilton can give you this like little quest to go track down every Hinox, every Molduga, and every Talus in the game. And he keeps track of how many you got. There's like 40 of each-ish. And once you do it, he gives you a medal. But there's not one for Lionel's.
Ooh.
And I really, really would love... I became a professional Lionel hunter in the game. That's my in-game occupation. Every time a Blood Moon happens, I'm like, oh, I got to go... Hyrule Patrol is got to go handle this. I'm going to go take out all 22 of these guys. And no Lionel medal, though.
Disappointing.
Then another thing, and we did talk about this a little bit on the show, I wish so bad that Wolf Link could be co-op.
Yeah.
That just like Cappy or Guigi, just having another player be able to jump in
just
and be
mindless.
Wolf Link. It would be so fun to just have a little companion that would be the perfect co-op opportunity. I was hoping maybe it might make an appearance for DLC down the line, but I've lost all hope of that happening.
I feel like Breath of the Wild 2 is going to fix that aspect of it. Not with Wolf Link. I think Wolf Link is done in Breath of the Wild 2, but I could be wrong. But I'm very, very much expecting co-op to some degree. I am just based, again, on how Link and Zelda were dressed. It looks like they were adventuring for quite some time. They had all this gear on the back of this creature. Like, they were exploring this dungeon together when they found Ganon. I firmly think it's going to be a co-op adventure. And
I'm
really hope
cautiously
it is.
optimistic. Oh, that would be the best. That if there's anything that I would love to have, it would be for that to happen.
And even
I
if
know.
like you could like swap back and forth between the two characters at will, to do puzzles, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, you can just push a button and you can be in Barret, and you can push a button and you can be Cloud. It's very, very easy and very seamless. There's AI, so when you're not controlling one, the other one is doing something. It's not just standing there doing nothing. But I think the game is going to be just perfect for co-op. And I think that
man.
Nintendo really needs to make one.
I'm excited for that. They did such a good job balancing the co-op with Luigi and Guigi and Luigi's Mansion that I could definitely see so many puzzles, Zelda puzzles, built around that. And they've done it before. They've experimented with it with like a Phantom Hourglass. And it was fun. Or Spirit Tracks, I forget which one, where you do control Zelda and Link at the same time. But it would be fun to be able to do it in a Breath of the Wild engine.
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be single player friendly.
Yeah, because Zelda is at its core a solitary experience, and they have made experiments like Four Swords and Triforce Heroes where they try to make it a multiplayer event, but those games do wind up feeling less Zelda, I think. And to maintain the integrity of what a Zelda game is and to kind of build upon the experience that they've already established in Breath of the Wild, you do need to be able to play this game solo.
Yeah.
So
there has been buddy adventure games in the past too. So Uncharted is a good example. Nathan Drake is the hero, and then there's a character named Sully. He's like this older guy, and I'd say about 20% of the adventures, like he's just trailing like along with you. So even if they don't make it co-op, I could still see Zelda following you around, helping you, giving you cover, shooting arrows at enemies when you're like maybe spinning a door open like with a big wheel. Like there's so many cool things she could do.
that would be
Even as a
awesome.
buddy companion. But if you could have the ability to have somebody drop in and play her, I would be so happy.